Shut up and sit down.
Martin Luther King Jr. Essay Essay on Martin Luther King Jr. for students and children in English. Martin Luther King Jr. was born on 15 January 1929 in Atlanta, Georgia to Reverend Michelle King Sr. and Alberta King. He was an American Christian minister who was also a human activist. King was a Christian believer and was influenced by the biblical scriptures from a very young age. As a child, he witnessed his father standing against segregation and various forms of discrimination. In his adolescent years, King witnessed the racial discrimination that he and his family had to face in the South. In his school, King became an eloquent speaker and joined the school's debate team with hordes of opinions. King graduated from Morehouse College and with a Bachelor of Arts in Sociology. He got married to Coretta Scott, who was also an activist, on 18 June 1953. Montgomery bus boycott. The year 1955 saw a spurge of activism when Claudette Colvin, a black teenager, refused to give up her seat for a white man, violating the Jim Crow laws of the southern United States that enforced racial discrimination. A similar incident later happened as well, and this led to the Montgomery bus boycott, which continued for 365 days. Martin Luther King Jr. led the movement. Southern Christian Leadership Conference. This was a group created by King and his associates to conduct non-violent protest and civil disobedience for the black Christians. King presided over the conference until his untimely death. Other civil rights activists involved with SCLC were James Bevel, Alan Johnson, Bayard Rustin, and more. King led varied movements demanding the blacks' rights to vote. He led marches for desegregation and other civil rights. Some of the important movements led by the King: Albany Movement of 1961. The Albany Movement was a movement against segregation that was led by the King. Though unsuccessful in the end, this movement caught a lot of attention from the rest of the world and focused on leadership abilities of Martin Luther King Jr. Birmingham Campaign 1963. King was arrested while leading the Black Liberation Movement in Birmingham in the year 1963. This was his 13th arrest out of the 29 times that he was arrested. This campaign was a success because this movement scrapped down the Jim Crow law. King is mostly remembered for his 17-minute emphatic speech called "I Have a Dream" that he delivered the March on Washington in 1963. This speech is still considered to be one of the world's finest oration. The March on Washington was one of his greatest achievements and paved the way for the Civil Rights Act of 1964. King opposed the Vietnam War, for he left it to be a showcase of military power and a futile loss of resources. King was awarded the Nobel Peace Prize for his activism against racism. Assassination. Martin Luther King Jr. was fatally assassinated by James Earl Ray at 6:01 p.m. on 4th April 1968 at the Lorraine Motel, Tennessee, while he was only 39 years old. 7th April was declared a national mourning day, while 20th January is now regarded as the Martin Luther King Jr. Day. 10 lines on Martin Luther King Jr. essay in English. His most famous speech is called I Have a Dream. He was just 39 years old when he died. King was against the Vietnam War. 7th April 1968 was declared a national mourning day for him. He is regarded as an icon for American progressivism. He was the father of the four children. His famous book on nonviolence is called Stride Towards Freedom. Bayard Rustin was one of his close associates. He led the SCLC until his untimely death. King was also awarded the Presidential Medal of Freedom posthumously by Jimmy Carter.